This is a folktale story which was told by our parents to frighten children who refuse to listen to advice from their parents. The tale is known as a child known as Kenna, who never listened to advice. It was a beautiful sunny day, but Kenna was not paying attention to the weather. He was thinking of stealing his uncle's canoe to go and practice rowing on Lake Victoria. And the rest of the family, as usual, was paying no attention to Kenna because he always refused to take the leads. Everybody left him to do whatever he liked doing. As Kenna walked past Kato's home, he called out loudly, "Kato, Kato, would you like to go with me for a canoe ride?" Kato was busy washing dishes. He lifted his head and looked at Kenna, then shook his head slowly from side to side. Kenna got the message and walked on alone. He then met Sally and said to him, "Sally, come and watch me practice for the next canoe competitions." "Not me," said Sally. "I fear rowing competitions, and I fear you." Sally ran off at high speed. "Is there no brave boy in this village?" Kenna wondered to himself. Then he shouted aloud, "Kato Sally, Kaizi, Akena, nobody." Echoes from the high cliff answered him, "Nobody, nobody." He untied the canoe and pushed it to the edge. He looked this way and he looked that way to make sure nobody was around. There was a long silence which lasted a minute or two. Then he heard a beautiful voice calling, "Kenna, Kenna, I want to ride with you in your canoe." Kenna looked around but saw nobody. Then he heard a girl giggling. She laughed and said, "I am already in the water. Row your canoe to the left and you will see me." He saw her. She beckoned to him with her hand. Then she spoke slowly and carefully, saying, "Let us make a bet. I bet that I can swim to the island faster than you can row your canoe." Kenna burst out laughing. "Oh my, she can't be serious," he said to himself. Then he shouted out to her, "You must be joking. A girl can't swim that fast. You row out there and I will swim. Then we shall see who wins," she said. Kenna continued to laugh and was still laughing when his canoe drew parallel to her. She turned her head slowly to face him. Kenna could not believe what he saw. The girl was too beautiful to be real. He gazed and gazed at her until she said, "Good morning, Kenna. That was quick. I bet it will not be easy for me to beat you in the race." Her words were like sweet music in his ears. He said nothing, but just stared at her. Then a memory flashed in his mind. The Palm Island is a home of mermaids. He suddenly said to her, "I love you." The girl gave him a sweet smile. "Will you marry me?" he asked. She looked at him with a rather sad smile and said, "If you beat me in the race, I will marry you. If you obey your parents and take their advice, I will marry you." She looked at him in the face as if to say, "Do you understand me?" "I am the fastest canoe rider in the whole village," he boasted. "Stop wasting your time trying to race with me. Just get into my canoe and I will take you to my parents." The girl shook her head slowly and sadly. Then she asked him, "Kenna, do you want to race with me or not? Come on then, we shall race to the island and you will be my prize when I win." "And if I win, will you be my prize?" the girl asked. "Yes, princess," he replied. "Exchange is no robbery. Let us start." He hooked the horn of his canoe, and she sank her head in the water, and the race started. The next minute, he heard her calling him from the island. He could not believe that she had won. "Turn back," a voice said to him. "Be a man and show her," said another. He was confused, but slowly rowed the canoe to the forbidden island. I am sorry I lost the race, but I love you very much. Will you come and be my wife? Do you know me? The girl asked him. What is my name? I don't know, Kina said. Yes, my name is I don't know, she lied. Please come into the canoe for a ride, he said to her. It is lovely here in the sunshine. I know, but I can't come, she replied sadly. Why not? He asked. I have 2 reasons why I can't, she said. 1. My mother advised me never to accept rides with strangers. And the other reason? Kina asked. I have no clothes on, she said. Oh, I'm sorry, Kina said. What shall we do now? Come in the water and we can swim, the girl suggested. When it gets dark, we shall go to your home. They swam happily till it was dark. Then Kina suggested that they get in the canoe and go to his home. Have you forgotten what I told you? The girl said. My mother told me never to enter strangers' canoes. I am not like you. I obey my parents and elders. So what do we do now? Kina asked, feeling like a fool. Get a rope from your canoe, throw it under my armpits and hold it. Then we will swim to the shore. Kina did as the girl suggested. Now what do we do? He asked. Hold the rope and pull me. Remember, I am naked, and you must promise not to look at me. He promised. And when we meet people and they ask you what you are pulling, she continued, tell them that you are pulling a bad thing, which you alone think is a good thing. Kina pulled, and the girl followed. She felt so big and heavy. Whenever he met people, and the people asked him what he was pulling, he would answer proudly, I am pulling a bad thing, which I think is a good thing. Please leave that thing alone, the people said. It is a bad thing. It has swallowed nations. It has killed many brave men. Leave it alone and run home. Everybody they met advised him, but he refused to take their advice. He thought they were jealous of him because of the beautiful girl. He laughed at them and continued pulling. Pull, pull. He pulled till he got to his home, and when the people at home saw what he had brought, they all ran out of the house yelling and screaming. Kina was puzzled, and suddenly he turned and saw that the girl was half fish and half human. With horror, he realized that it was the mermaid everybody in the village talked about and feared so much. He dropped the rope and moved a few steps away. The mermaid stood on the tip of its fin. He was much taller than him. It said to him, Take me back to the lake where I belong. It is not my fault that I am here. Kina could not believe how foolish he had been, and he took a few brave steps towards the mermaid, and picked up the rope and started pulling. The mermaid followed him, waving her delicate hands shyly to the scared crowd. Slowly, he pulled. He was sweating and scared, but he moved on as if he did not care. All the people from the village followed him as he walked slowly towards the lake. Pull, pull, the mermaid told him. He pulled till he reached the lake and stepped into the water. Take me to your canoe, the mermaid insisted. That is where you found me. With the whole village watching, Kina and the mermaid moved further and further into the deep water. Slowly the water covered him up to knees, then up to neck. Suddenly the mermaid hit him its fin tail, and the water covered him completely. He was never seen again. Poor foolish Kina. If only he had listened to advice. Everybody in the village was sorry for his parents,